Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. I have drank this much of a vanilla coffee, so I'm just going to apologize right up front. I'm sorry. I'm a little extra today. Anyway, I have a whole face of new released makeup that just came out, and yeah, except for the brows. I did those off camera. Anyway, if you want to see how I got here and what I have on, just keep watching. I've got so much makeup in here. I got makeup to the left of me. I got makeup to the right of me. I got stuck in the middle with you.
Oh no, it's gonna be one of those days. I'll try to calm down.
This was going to be a one brand NATASHA DENONA. Get ready with me. I was going to get all my, NATASHA stuff out, and then makeup just kept arriving. I just kept bringing the makeup in here and setting it down. And so I've not actually opened anything. So I don't know. There's a NATASHA DENONA palette sitting there that I thought I would use. But if there is new eyeshadow in these boxes, then I will use that instead, maybe, depending on the shades. Because I have on red and black and gray. Like, I know one of the things that I was going to do was the Winky Luxe mascara, because that's new. But like, there's stuff over there behind this mirror. I think there's a whole stack of FLORASIS. But, if it's NATASHA DENONA, I bought it. NATASHA DENONA doesn't know who I am, and I imagine she doesn't care either. But Laura Mercier does. Laura Mercier loved me. Loved me long time. Anyway, so I was going to use the Winky Luxe.
Luck. Luck,
Learn to talk.
I was going to use the Winky Luxe mascara on camera, and then Sigma sent a package, and you know what's in here? I guess it's an improved mascara. See? I liked the original mascara. I guess maybe they got rid of that. Oh, it's a tubing mascara.
And the crowd roars.
Sigma has a tubing mascara. Well, yeah, we're going to use this at least on one side of my eye, and we'll use the Winky Luxe on the other. I am excited. I'm excited for this. And then, I got this box of Laura Mercier, and then they also sent me these new powder foundations. Let me get everything open, and then I'll come back. Of course, for you, that's going to be like, Laura Mercier sent this brush for their setting powders. We got new Secret Brightening Under Eye Setting Powder. They must have redone this, because I remember this setting powder. They have translucent, peach, rich peach, golden, and soft pink. Here are the 5. I'm going to take the translucent and go on top of here where this is going to crease. This is very, very fine. And let's tap it off. And here we go. I mean, I thoroughly expect this to be fantastic, because Laura Mercier does know what she's doing. Okay, so I noticed when I opened all of the boxes, I mean, later, if you guys want me to, sound off below if enough of you want to see it. I guess I can do a total NATASHA DENONA face, but I don't see any reason to use the NATASHA DENONA eyeshadows since I got eyeshadows. I got 2 different palettes from FLORASIS. How many of you have experienced FLORASIS? They're very luxurious packaging. What we have here is, as you can tell, a more white and a golden shade. And then we have a rust kind of matte shadow and a purple matte shadow. Now, this one's more neutral. And it also has just the one sparkly glittery shade. This is the one we're using, because less sparkly glitter for me, the better. All right, I'm going to get the E35 from the Glitzy Fritzy Essential Eye Set. I'm going to come into that one, I think. Does it have kick up? Nope. All right, then. It's not so powdery that it's going to go everywhere when you touch it. I don't expect that shade to show up very well. I mean, it is kind of the color of my skin, but I am going to put it here to kind of set from the crease up. Like, I didn't just do that with the Laura Mercier, but, kind of like I would use my Savior from my own palette. And let's just see. What kind of payoff are we talking here? It's been a very long time since I've used FLORASIS Eyeshadows. This little brush came with it. Let's see if we can get that out of there. This is like a flat definer. And then this is like a little, a little tiny blender. And let's just see what this shade looks like. Go into the transition with this, with their tiny little brush to see how that works. I'm going into this with a brush now. And, you know, this shade, I think, is just like slightly darker. So people will be like, does she have on eyeshadow? I think they're going to know if I have on eyeshadow. I don't think it's going to be a question because of my older, more slack lids. But when you get one of those like 23-year-olds with their nice taunt skin and they use a shade like this in the transition, you'd be like, is it her? Or is she wearing eyeshadow? It's not going to look like that on me, but I bet it would on 23-year-old me. Let's take a journey with AI to my 23-year-old self. But no, why would that's going to be worse than filters, right? It's just going to make you hate yourself in the end. And I don't understand people using filters. I mean, like, let's say you're a YouTuber, okay, and you're using filters. What happens if you meet somebody from your channel and they'll be like, you don't look anything like, right? I mean, this is what I think of when I look at like Khloe Kardashian, which, by the way, I just want to say that rhymed. No, I just want to say that I thought Khloe Kardashian looked like the most real of all of them. Now looks like the one who's the most not real. But anyway, I have no idea why I even said that. There was a point. I just don't remember what it was.
Moments later.
Okay, I remember now. The point is that when you get used to seeing yourself look like you look with filters, you kind of like don't like yourself after that, right? Your real self. It's a damaging mind game to get into. So just like don't use filters. Okay, so that shade doesn't show up very well on me either, does it? I don't think you can see that. I can barely see a change. E36 into the darker shade. Got to put your brush in there a little bit. Okay, so they're very faint. That's very pretty. This is going to be a very complimentary palette for a mature woman. And just dip into it like you would the Bless palette and expect less pigment, okay? But for a lot of you, that's exactly what you're looking for. I love that. You know, you're going to be able to do this, but not get too out there. That's just gorgeous. I love that. I love that for me.
I love that for FLORASIS.
I love that for FLORASIS too. I love that for you. If you get this palette. Should I mess it up by putting the glitter on? Maybe we should get the glitter glue out.
A few moments later.
Sound the alarm. We are in a panic. We're
caught in a trap. We can't walk out. Someone stole the glitter glue, baby.
Somebody took my NYX glitter glue.
No way, no way, no way!
If you're the culprit and you're watching me, not nice. Seriously, if you are watching me and some people here actually do have access to the studio, all right, maybe ask next time. I really do want to use that shade. Let's see what it feels like. Well, that might not be so bad. Ooh, this is like glass. That's beautimous. We'll see, because you see how this is falling down like...
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down.
London Bridge? I hear it's falling down!
That is super sparkly. I'm going to be so surprised if that doesn't wind up there, down here. I will save this little brush that's in here to do under here. I do have a new eyeliner, so I don't know. Maybe I will not. I have got this NATASHA DENONA new eyeliner. I bought this in Burgundy. I'm going to take that in the tight line and see how she do. So transfer down. No. So far, so good. Trying to be careful, because lately I've been skipping right through my lashes onto my lid. And if you have that problem too, put on your mascara first. it will at least slow it down, you know, no projectile eyelining there. Let's try the waterline. I feel like some of you are going to want me to go underneath. Let's give these a little curl. And one eye is going to have tubing mascara and the other eye isn't. That's just what we're going to do. All right, so what we are looking here for is performance, not which side looks better, because my eyelashes aren't the same. They might be better on one side or the other. So just know I'm not pitting Sigma's new mascara against this one from Winky Lux, which I heard about from one of you guys. It's called Winky Lux ExtravaLash. So there's the wand. It's rather bulbous right there on the end. We're not using an eyelash primer because we want to see how the mascara does on its own. And doing this side. I'm trying to look at PETA and make sure PETA is behaving while I do this. But it's this kind of activity that while I'm editing, I notice that while the cat's away, the mice will play. One thing I do like about this is because it's got this more bulby end, I can go through all the lashes, all right, and kind of make them go where I want them to go. And then the skinnier end is real good at getting on the underneath side, you know, close to the lash line. So that is good. I like that. Now again, like I said, we aren't pitting Sigma against Winky Lux here. I'm just seeing how I like the way these mascaras behave, their wands, all that jazz. But I fully expect later when I'm watching TV that this mascara is probably gonna, you know, be the one that I can't rub my eye. And I will forget and do it anyway. We're still on the one coat. I haven't gone back in. But now I'm going to move to the other side while this side kind of dries a little bit. And let's take a look at Sigma's new tubing mascara. I'm so excited for this. So it's a curled wand. So this is going to do really good to curl the lash, I would say. I'm going to come at the roots and wiggle up. It's not clumping together. That's good. Right out of the tube, you know. If you open up a mascara and the first time you use it, it's clumping your lashes together, you just know what's going to happen later on in the month, right? So that's good. Neither one of these clumped my lashes. I feel like both of them are doing a pretty good job of building up. And while I'm saying that, for those of you who've never been here before, we would love to have you. Please hit the subscription button. It is free. But if you've never been here before, then you might not know that I use a lash serum by Grande Lash. And so I just like to put that out there because my results may vary from yours because I do use a lash serum. Not telling you to use a lash serum. But if you should want to, I have a code for you below. So both of these are one coat, and I'm going to take the Winky Lux and come back in for the second coat. See Mary Ellen for the amount of strokes I used. Mary Ellen counts the strokes. I think that we'd be like on 75, number 75 now, if I tried to count. I've tried it in the past. I just forget. It doesn't work out. And then I do these little things where I'm just kind of pushing, not really stroking, and I don't think it's fair to count that, but a coat to me means how many times I went back into the tube. So this is the second coat. Let's just for funsies come along the bottom, which I don't really do a lot of anymore because of that reason. You see that? Look at this lash. I think it's because I do use a lash serum that they are very contrary-wise. Sometimes they go that way, sometimes they go this way. Sometimes I get mascara down there unintentionally because I have blinked and it goes from the top to the bottom. But yeah, that was pretty easy to do with this wand. Second coat of the Sigma tubing. I am so excited and stoked for this. Will she become my new favorite? I don't know, but I've got a little bit of transfer right there now because I'm getting in a hurry, getting a little sloppy. Let's put a little bit down there. I don't want to go to the concealer yet because the mascara, I don't want to smear it. So I'm going to move on without you and do my brows since I don't have a new brow pencil. and I'll be back after I've done that. I got this new Natasha Denona, which I intend to use, but I didn't know Laura Mercier was going to send these. This is their brand new powder foundation. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on so you guys can see what it looks like. And then we'll take it off, though, so that I can do this. That way we're doing both. Now, I think that probably 2C might be the best one. Madeleine. It's in a sleek, relatively thin, compact. Come in here and get some of the Madeleine. And we'll put that on here. Show you what it looks like. How, you know, pigmented it is or whatever. So that's with a brush. You can see it didn't cover whatever the heck that is. It was like I woke up the other day with that, like something bit me, and it's still there. And then I'll take a different brush and let's go into this one, meringue, on the other side, just right over the pores. I actually like the lighter one a little better because I feel like I will, you know, warm up my face with bronzer and blush and stuff. So I think that looks really good over my pores. Let's use this. One thing I miss about the old studio, well, if I'm going to do it this way though, I don't know. That makes me a little bit too light. But that's how it looks over my pores. Okay. So really this one probably is the better one. And that is Madeleine. Like I was saying, one thing I miss about the old studio is I don't have hardly any room right in front of me in here. And everything keeps hitting the floor. Yep. Madeleine is the more perfect one for me. If you're familiar with powder foundations, you realize that they don't really have the best coverage. So it's not for somebody who's wanting to cover up something. I would say that this has about the same coverage as Fenty, Laura Geller, L'Oreal, Lancome. Any powder foundations that I have in my possession has the same amount of coverage as this. That's what those look like. That's really pretty, right? But, you know, seriously though, what did we think it was going to be from Laura Mercier? Did we think it was going to be terrible? But yeah, I'm glad I did that because that really is, you can tell that this is the better shade for me. 2C, not 1C. I'm going to wipe that off. This is the Natasha Denona primer. I wanted to use it under their foundation because I just figured maybe if you bought this, maybe you use that too. This is the original concealer I bought from her, and I love it. I've used it and stuff. But I picked up a different shade. So I wanted to show you the difference in the shades. So this is one neutral. And the new one I picked up is R2. And I do think that either one would be fine and work pretty okay with me. So I'm going to put away the one that I have been using in the box. The one in. The neutral is a little bit warmer. And because the foundation is this, it's R2. I figured that I would get the matching concealer, so that's what we're going to do. I love the Natasha Denona concealer, so I'm expecting a lot from the foundation. So I'm just going to slap down right there and right there. And that is a lot. I don't normally use that much. And I'm going to use this little kitten paw thing from BK and Angie Hot and Flashy. I think. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, because I have a dupe for this brush too. And we'll just move that right underneath. And I'm gonna go ahead because I do have a lot here. So I've been applying my concealer before my eye makeup and coming onto my lid. So I have entirely too much for not doing that.
But like I said, I'm expecting Peter.
But like I said, I'm expecting a lot from this foundation. I hope it works out. I'm just taking this damp sponge and, you know, thinning that out a little bit more. But like I said, I like her concealer, so that's not in question. I just decided to pick up a new one. Let's move on to the foundation. I'm going to give it a good shake. That pulls off and you got to pump. That good. That good. All right, well, let's see. should be exactly the same as that concealer, same shade. Okay, let's not waste it. I wish my hand looked like this. Remember Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her? I'm a girl. Like Meryl Streep would ever watch this channel, right? But can I just say, thank you, Meryl, for being real and letting yourself age gracefully. You know, I'm so happy that she hasn't succumbed to all the crap in Hollywood and become a totally different person that I don't recognize. And don't come for me if you like plastic surgery. Go right ahead, you know, do you. But I do admire women who let themselves age gracefully. I don't think I would have plastic surgery. Yeah, I'm probably putting my foot in it here, but to be clear, I'm not talking about corrective surgery. You know, I'm talking about things like my sagging skin, you know, cutting it off and tightening up my face so that I no longer look like myself. After I lost 35 pounds, Shy Guy was like, you know, because my jeans don't fit right now, right? Because I got like fat hangy where a muffin used to be. Okay, so he's like, do you want, I mean, because he doesn't care. He just wanted me to feel better about myself. If you want to have that surgery, then I will support you. I'm like, no, honey, here's why. If I did that, I'd have a really great looking stomach, right? But saggy everything else. So then I'd be like, can I have a boob lift and a butt job and just, you know, this way everything looks like it belongs together. But if I was going to have a plastic surgery, I'll tell you, the one that I would probably do is if this sagging got on my lid ever got to the point where it was cutting off my vision, I would have a eye lift or whatever it is that they do, right, to lift that up. But like Meryl Streep in the movie It's Complicated, I don't know. You know, I might just go around like this if I have to, like, look at too many bad side effects. But back here in reality, I think that this looks fantastic. Or at least what I can see, because I don't have on glasses. Let's put it on. Let's put on my glasses. No, I'm liking it. Does Natasha Denona have a powder? I don't have that. But what we are going to do is we're going to get this, let's just see. This one's the pink one. And let's get her brush, because that's how she says to do it, to take this brush, load it up full of the powder. Okay, so I'm like splaying this brush into that powder, really loading up this brush. Tap it off. And like I said, this is not how I normally do this. But now I'm supposed to come here and press and roll. Press and roll. And, you know, I want to just do this. I just want to pat it. But let's press and roll it inside those creases. And you know me, I don't really like to come under my eyes with a powder. So you know I trust Laura Mercier if I'm going to do it. This isn't doing a bad job at all. I'm going to do it the way I normally do. Just going to pat it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and twirl it. In this Glitzy Fritzzyville basket, I have Laura Mercier's Rose. Rose colored. Whoa, that is a lot. I uncovered all the holes. All right, let's get that out of there. This is the Ultra Blur. That's what I'm going to put over the top here. Set my face with that. So it's Laura Mercier powder over the top of Natasha Denona. Next, we got two new face palettes from FLORASIS. We have this one and this new one. This is their new line here. And I think I'm going to put this one back in the box, and I may send that to my friend Michelle because, I mean, with my hair the way it is, it's a little warm for me. But I don't know if Michelle has experienced FLORASIS yet. I'm not going to touch this. One of my favorite face palettes is the one I have in the drawer back there from FLORASIS. It looks like this, but it's not these colors. This is the one we're going to use. This is the new one. Yeah, that better. That more better. I like to go through all of it and use it all. So that's what we're going to do. It's just beautiful. And if you do it lightly, then you can retain some of this embossing for a while. But like, isn't that gorgeous? It's just so beautiful. Okay, so now for the mouth, we got a couple of things. I bought this lip liner because I have a Natasha Denona lipstick right there that I'm using in this month. This is the color. I've got 4 new lippies from FLORASIS sitting here too. Okay, so that's the color. That's beautiful. Something tells me this is lighter than my lipstick that I have from them. I love this lipstick, and it's called Avriel. This is more brown. What about these lippies here? So 2 of them I have ripped the plastic off of. It's a zipper plastic situation with FLORASIS. You just go, and out it comes. Oh wait, I forgot. I have another lipstick here. It's in a box from them. So let's see what this is. This is 01 Dusty Mocha. Oh good. So these are like not what I thought they were. They're actual lip glosses. But guys, let me tell you, I have their liquid lip. It's beautiful. Their formula is beautiful. I also have their brow pencil. I love it. And you know what? When you buy the FLORASIS brow pencil, it comes with a refill, which is so unusual. This one is number 2. Number 3. And then this one here is number 4. So these are tinted lip glosses. So I would say number 1 and number 3 are going to be the best if I just want to fill in my mouth with this lip liner. Okay, but let's look here. I forgot to take it out of the box. So it opens up like this. Let's get it out of there and see what we got going. Do you see how, like, it's a work of art? I can see what I'm doing in this little mirror on the side of this beautiful lipstick. This is shade C1314. So there you go. You got this little charm on there. And then you would just pop this out the bottom, open up your little mirror, and turn your case and put the lipstick on. I will go ahead and put it on so you can see what it looks like. And then we'll take it off and use the Natasha Denona lip pencil for the rest of this look. This is an orange red. Okay, I've done a very sloppy job of putting this on. Sorry. And put this on over it. So I wish that was not as sloppy as it is, but that's very comfortable, very beautiful. Let me just show you. This is number 1. Let's just put this on. Oh, I like it. That feels good. I don't taste anything obnoxious, but who runs around licking lip gloss? Long time ago, when I Need a Nude lipsticks came out, I bought one of these pencils. And look, I already need to sharpen it. Uh-oh, it broke, I think. Anyway, it never arrived. It's more of a dry formula, and I have to sharpen it right out of the gate. So let's do that. See how she sharpens. Does it break afterwards? Because a lot of pencils, it'll break after you sharpen it. I'm going to go do my hair, and then I will come back and we'll talk a little bit before I go. First thing I did would be the eyeballs. And I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with this glitter sparkle. It's not gotten all up here, and it's not under my eyes at all. And I never did do what I told you I was going to do, which was take this little brush that comes with it. And I'm going to go into the brown shade here, like I don't have enough going on, and come under my eyes. And it's very functional. I really like this. I love this little palette, and I'm not bothered by this sparkle. Mad respect, FLORASIS. Really nice. I love it. I love the packaging. After that, I used this eyeliner from Natasha Denona. Let us see. It is still in the tight line, And it is still in the waterline. Fantastic. I love that. How about that? This one here is in Burgundy. I love that I decided to purchase a different color than black. I think that even though I got Burgundy, I don't look like I have pink eye, even though clearly if you were closer to me, you could see the shift to where you can tell it's a burgundy and not a brown. It's really beautiful. So that's a winner too, because trust me, if this was going to leave, it would have left before I finished my hair. It would have. A lot of them leave the outside corner before I'm even done with my makeup. So I'm loving that. Then we did the lashes, and both mascaras I think look gorgeous. And put them on the right side here. So we have the new Sigma tubing mascara on this eye. Beautiful. You know that my heart belongs to a tubing mascara, and I think that Sigma has done a bang-up job. I think both of them handled the lower lash very well. Really nice job to Winky Lux and Sigma both. Then I did my concealer, and you guys know that I love the NATASHA DENONA Hy-Glam. I think it's what it's called. I don't have the box anymore, but I love this color. If you have my coloring, you can pull off one neutral and you can pull off 2R. I did get a little out of control because normally what I've been doing lately is more often than not, I will put the MAC on, but then I go over my whole eye area with concealer. So I put a lot on, and that's probably why I'm looking a little bit more dry, okay, which is emphasizing a few wrinkles here. I do not think it's the powder. I think it's because I have on too much concealer. I have this particular concealer in the box now, but I want to make sure that I tell you truthfully, is it because I used excess this, or is Laura's new, which I doubt, powder, not good for someone my age? I mean, it doesn't look bad. Okay, it doesn't look bad, trust me. But it is emphasizing a little bit under here with a 10 magnification mirror anyway, which I judge everything by. Hy-Glam foundation. Oh, so far I am goo-goo gaga over this. I would put this right up there if it lasts. All right, I will get back to you, and if I can, I'll come back for check-ins. But I don't know that that's going to be able to happen today. But if I can, I'll come back for check-ins. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell you whether or not. But the foundation that I brought in for this month to use in the Glitzy Fritzyville basket, I did on purpose because I knew that I would probably run out of it before the month was over, and that is my Lancome stick. I am going to go ahead and put this in the box just because, you know, I'll get to use it more and I'll have a more formed, well-rounded opinion on it by the time I do that video again, which is next month. But just out of the gate, I love this as much as I do the concealer. I thought it looked just fantastic, especially over their primer. You know, maybe I didn't even need to use as much powder as I did today, but it doesn't feel dry at all. You know, I mean, I caked on the powder, right? It doesn't feel dry at all. I thought before I powdered it, it looked really good. I would put this up there with my Prada, the Tom Ford that I love, these really high-end ones that I've got in the drawer that I absolutely love. I would put this up there with that. This is really good. I really like it. Not emphasizing any pores. It's comfortable. It has really good coverage to it without feeling heavy. Really like this so far. Under my eyes, then I use the new Laura Mercier. These are the secret camouflage for under the eye, and I did exactly what she said with the brush that she said to do it with. And I feel like Laura Mercier has always done powder like stellar, so it's not a big surprise. And even though I think it looks a tiny bit dry underneath my eye right now, like I said, I think it's from getting too much concealer. It is such a fine, fine milled powder. I mean, I don't even know how it can be any lighter than this. I'm surprised that the container doesn't just fly away. And I think I could even use this on my face. I mean, it would go really quick, right, if I did that. But how I'm doing my makeup with the Lancome stick, I could see me like putting on the concealer, rolling this under, and just kind of dab, you know, where I put that foundation and just It's gorgeous, guys. It's gorgeous. Before we get out of the foundation, I want to tell you that I want to spend a little bit of time with this just to make sure. But this is Laura Mercier's new powder foundation. So I'll probably wear this for a day or so. But I love that they have these holes here. So this can dry. Nice mirror on the inside. I liked the way this looked over my pores, which sometimes you can get a powder foundation that does not look good over your pores. But I think this one does. I will still put this in the box. Right now I have the L'Oreal Infallible one in there because I really like that to go over my nose and, you know, just reinforce through the day. I think I will go ahead and put this in the basket and use it a little bit during the month so that I can get a more well-rounded opinion on it as I use my makeup. And then this. Okay, this, just like the other one that I have from them, which, by the way, let's get that out and look at it. So that's this one. It has the outside, which I don't know if you can tell this or not, but this packaging, depending on which way you look at it, changes colors. Like right now it's purple, and then, you know, it's like turquoise, and you can turn it and see a little bit of green in there. But see, you can see I've used quite a bit of that. And here's this one compared to it. So this is more rosy pink. And then, of course, the one that I told you I was going to send to Michelle is more golden. They're all beautiful. I love this so much. It's so hard for me not to pull this out, you know, because I love it. One day my son and his girlfriend came over here, right? And, you know, like most young girls, she can't afford a lot of makeup. And so she will like walk in here and be like, oh, anything you want to give me, anything. But she's so fair complected. But she saw this, and just from the outside, because FLORASIS packaging is just like, wow. Just from the outside of this, she grabbed it, right? She wants that. And so I told her, you just get in there and get something that you want, you know, and, you know, let me see it first. She went right for this. And I went, oh, I feel really bad, because I told her, just get in there and grab what you want. And then I go, no, you can't have that. Sorry, I'm not parting with that. So I love my FLORASIS face palettes. Let me take this off here. There, it's even more beautiful without that over the top. Like if you've never tried FLORASIS, do the face palette. You'll fall in love with it, and then you'll know everything else they have is the same quality. It's just stellar. I love FLORASIS. I just don't have any bad things to say, do I? Who can we drag under the bus? No, I'm just kidding. Then we did the mouth, all right, and okay, since we were just talking about FLORASIS, this gloss is so very comfortable. It truly is. I love it. And I already told you I love the liquid lip that they have too. Beautiful. Love the packaging. You just feel special, right, when you use a brand like FLORASIS, because they put in that extra. You know, I mean, when was the last time you saw a lipstick case like this? Givenchy. I'm a Givenchy girl. Pull out your stuff in public. Okay, so yeah. I mean, everything that I have of FLORASIS I love. I think this case is stellar, and I really want to pull it out and let people see me use it in public. No bad things to say about FLORASIS, and nothing bad to say about NATASHA Denona's lip liner either. This is really good. I have the FLORASIS gloss on over it, so I will say that it is drier than I would put on my mouth all over. Okay, without like a gloss on top of it. But it's not traveled to my teeth yet, I don't think. So very good on that. This is very nice. I wish I had gotten a different shade. Not because this looks bad on me. I actually really like this shade. I just thought I was getting something that would go with the Natasha Denona lipstick that I currently own. And I didn't. This actually would have gone very well with the Natasha Denona lipstick that I decluttered. The thing is, the formula is really good, because you want your lip liner to be a more dry formula than your lipstick, okay? Because it's going to keep the lipstick in. So the formula is right there. It's spot on. I'm just saying, for how I did it today, I would put a gloss or something over it to make it feel a little better. But yeah, that's it. That's everything. What do you guys think of the things that I used today? Have you tried them? I would love to hear what you have to say about any of the things that I used today. And I want to let you know that you are the best part of the Fritzy family. You bless my life. I love you. You have my heart. But if you're not feeling blessed, the way that you can is to go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And that will turn things right around. And I'll tell you what, if the Lord's willing, I'll see you next time. Love you. See ya. Bye. And I'm out.